His wife probably does my friend's emails too. I was like, "Are you sure you're even talking to Matt?" He has no idea.
Oh, that's another call.
Yeah, we have another call on. So Blue, maybe you want to talk to the fella? We don't want to say his name.
Yeah. Whatever you do, don't say your name. Obviously, you were chosen as one of the guys that emailed us about sharing your story. Don't say anything about your name. Just tell us basically kind of what happened. What's your coaching story?
Well, it's about the horrible coaching. I got a horrible coach for you, Matt Jansen.
Oh, wow.
This piece, yeah. He took me for about $2,800. I signed up for online coaching for 16 weeks. Gave him $2,000. Took me 2 weeks to get my plan from him, and then when I got that, he wanted another $800 to give to another guy for gear and shit.
Oh, God.
And once I did that, no more. I didn't hear from him. I tried to get back with him, and just disappeared on me. I'm new to bodybuilding and all that, and I was super excited. And he was nice at first, but then he's just a real piece of work. Took my money and just want to let other people know that he's a piece of crap.
Did he never responded to you?
Wow.
How long did he respond for?
He responded for about the first month. He responded about 3 weeks after he got my money. I had to give some more money to somebody else. Once I got in contact with that person, that was it. It was over. Once I sent that money, disappeared, both of them.
Wow.
I tried to get a hold of him. And he just wouldn't respond to me no more after that. After I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know how none of this online coaching worked. So
did you ask for your money back?
I'm new to it, huh?
Did you ask for your money back?
Yeah, there's no response. I got no response from him.
Oh, whoa, that's unacceptable.
That's crazy. I haven't heard from him. It's been about 7 months.
Wow.
And once I told him that, hey, your buddy never got back to me. He took me for my money. I never heard that. That was it.
That's unbelievable. Well, thank you for sharing your story. We'll discuss it now, and you'll hear our discussion on the podcast, brother. Thanks for calling in.
Absolutely. Thank you.
So I have a question before we talk about anything else with Matt Jansen. I wanted to ask you guys, I tried to ask you this, Bostin, over text, but we didn't get into it in enough detail of conversation. Why are Matt Jansen's clients, why do the top ones start looking alike? Like we know, it's clear Dallas looks like Nick.
He loves GH.
Yeah, but that 12 unit thing, you tell me I don't buy it. That's not 12 units. They look different than everybody else.
Nah, dude, it's 12 units of pharma because, Matt has that pharmacy connect. So 12, I use a pharmaceutical grade growth hormone every day for a long period of time. Ask Blue, 12 I use a pharma, that's a fuckload, right?
When I did the 16 I use a day, and that was for like 10 weeks, I literally mutated, and that was during prep. I literally grew every day. My low carbs day was 500. My middle day was 800, and my high day was 1250. And on that 1250 day, I was doing 8 pounds of yams a day. It was nothing.
Blue,
and I just kept getting bigger and leaner.
What do you hear about what separates Matt Jansen's style of coaching in terms of nutrition and drugs compared to other people?
I've seen his plans. I've gotten so many people that have fired him and have hired me. There isn't anything unique. He has a unique, genetically inclined few people. Those are the guys that he shows off. If you go to his Instagram, you're going to see just chops, all talk. He's going to show you Sean Clarita and Nick Walker, and that's it. Stevie Wonder could train those dudes.
Exactly.
And then the other people, like the guy who just called, the other people, he's not going to show. Every now and then you'll see somebody that he just trained and he won't show them and they just look horrible. And then they have Camp Jansen on the bottom of their thing. He doesn't want to show that. There's nothing unique. He has 2 clients, 3 clients, that are really good that anybody could train. the rest of his people, there is nothing, or he'd be showing them. That's a lot of these guys.
Leo, my friend works with him. And I think Matt knows that he's a friend of mine. So he obviously responds. This guy's a well-known coach, a very well-known coach. And he's looked way better before. I know what he's doing now, and it's crap. Like, Jansen is really not a good coach. Like, I'm just telling you now. He has a couple genetic freaks that he literally loads them on pharmaceutical grade drugs because he has a connect with it.
That's what I'm. But the only thing I'm thinking is he's using 20 to 30 units, not 12. That's all I'm thinking.
I can't tell you for guys like Nick Walker, but I could tell you that he only has my friend on like 4 to 6 units of. I mean, I use
really,
it
huh?
for long.
But do you guys hear that?
So for the most part, these coaches out there, for the most part, they're telling people to take anywhere from 4 to 8 units of GH. Chad Nichols, and anywhere from 6 to 8. Most of the pros that I've seen Chad train are only on 6 units in the middle of the night. Wow. So Matt is different. Matt is like a 10 to 12 unit guy of GH. But that's what I'm saying. But for the other guys, like my buddy that's getting trained by him, and my buddy's a well-known coach, but he's looked way better in the past. Jansen hasn't done a good job with him at all. I've seen his program. I'm not impressed. The drugs are normal, but it's the guys like Clarita, it's the guys like Nick Walker that he pushes, because I posted one of Nick's cycles when he first got in the bodybuilding world. He was training a top amateur at the time who he could have been pro, this guy. And this guy went and he showed me the cycle that Matt had him on. I literally fainted. I posted it and people shit their brains. So this is when Matt was trying to get his name out. He got a hold of a guy that had amazing genetics, and the guy could have turned pro. He still holds a lot of money, but the guy could never come in shape. Matt sent him the cycle. I saw it from his email. Mm-hmm. I sent it to one of Matt's buddies. He didn't believe it. He's like, that's not from Matt. I'm like, dude, here's the email. That's from Matt's email. Dude, the cycle was crazy. It was like 3 grams of long ester test, another 1,000 milligrams of suspension, 100 mgs of D-ball, 100 mgs of anadrol, 2 grams of EQ, and like a gram of Deca.
And the GH was the same 12 there, or was it?
GH was like 10 to 12, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so that's more juicy. That's what I was.
I think
100 D-ball and 100 anadrol. That's nuts.
Well, on that topic, can we brief? Oh, wait, go ahead.
I was going to say, I think I know the dude you're talking about that's working with them now. He's a bikini coach, right?
That's working with him now?
Yeah, your buddy. He's a bikini.
Yes,
coach.
Tyler.
So, wait, can we comment on this oral issue? Because Bostin, since last week,
his girlfriend, he trains a lot of people, but I kind of got on his case a little bit because, well, I didn't really express it to him, but he knows that I feel this way. He pays Dave to help him, and he's paid other coaches to help him coach his athletes, which I don't know. I don't really agree with, but I think Leo thinks that's okay, right?
To pay another coach to coach?
I don't know that guy that well. I've talked to him a couple times. He seems like a really nice guy. He seems like he's really nice.
No, he's nice, and his clients do well, but when he gets stuck on stuff, he'll ask me questions or he'll ask Dave. He pays Dave to prep people.
Oh, really? That's a poor choice of person, I think. But wait, so about Matt Jansen, does he have a lot of these complaints? People not paying, not responding?
All the fucking time, dude.
That's unbelievable because
hold on. I'm gonna let you guys talk a little bit about this, and I'm gonna tell you the worst story I have ever heard. Ariella was with me when this guy was on the phone with me. It's from Nick Trigilli's client. It tops all these stories.
About Nick or about Matt?
About Nick.
Oh, yeah, Nick is. I know a lot of stories. Yeah,
dude, it's the worst.
But wait, so about Matt, what I wanted to ask is, are there a lot of people? Because when I heard the story from him, I was thinking the only way this could happen is if Matt has so many clients, he literally forgot about the guy and doesn't know. Because why wouldn't you repay him?
Like his wife will do his emails and shit.
Yeah, that's hectic. I mean, if I have any complaint, I refund the person.
His wife probably does my friend's emails too. I was like, are you sure you're even talking to Matt? He has no idea.
That's funny. But about the orals that he was using on that cycle that you described. So,
and remember, this was in 2015 when he was trying to get his name out. So he was treating everyone that had potential. He was treating like Dallas McCarver.
That's what I was just thinking. Yeah, that's the real cycle of the top guys.
Of course, and that's the shit that like Nick's running and his top guys are Sean running. But then obviously when nobody hires him, they're hiring, just like Blue said, they're hiring him because of Sean Clarita. They're hiring him because of, and I just did an article for Muscle Sports Mag. I just wrote it, and it's about hiring a coach. Like when you hire a coach, the number one thing is don't just hire a coach because you look up to one of their athletes. That's the number one thing. Because if you're like, oh, I look up to this person, or let me use their coach, it's not going to be the same for you. And that's the biggest mistake that people get, is they look at these guys and they hire Matt because they think they have some secret formula. And dude, they don't. That's not a real coach. Like, that's Blue is a real coach. I'm a real coach. Nelson Jones is a real coach. We actually care about that, like our clients and shit. Like, he doesn't give a fuck about that. So you're basically paying for his pro athletes. Because I know another pro that's working with Matt. And not a great, he hasn't even competed as a pro. He's a cop. And Matt's doing his program for free, absolutely free. So I think he trains his guys for free. So he's using them for marketing and then ass raping everyone else.
And then, of course, you don't want to use high doses on people that don't have great opportunity, because something could go wrong. You don't want to expose yourself. So you use different doses.